When this Messi sells, I'm on over 17 million coins. So trust me, I know how to make coins on this game, complete free-to-play account. And after this video, you will know as well. And you have picked the best time to do it as well. Because not only is making coins the easiest it has ever been on FC right now with FC26 Team of the Season, but you also get to get the coins and then go and try out some of these players you can see here, like all the way up to Messi, if you can trade up to that much, which anyone can do. So I'm going to show you 5 different methods, each of them adding up to be honest, way more than 100,000 coins an hour. We're talking close to 200 or 300,000 coins an hour, but adding up to well over 100,000 coins an hour, including how I traded this Fernando Hierro card to make 200,000 coins. So let's jump into it with method number 1. Okay, the way we're going to do this is that each method is more advanced than the next, but then because of that makes more coins than the next. So we're going to start off simple, but still like a lot of coins. This is so simple, but out of pack gold commons on this game right now, honestly, one of the best ways to set yourself up for making over 100,000 coins an hour. A Kanji is a great example, and we'll show you exactly how to spot these cards. 400 coins out of packs goes to 2.93. If you can see 5, 7.6, 8,000 coins because he's that rare. And he's not the only one. This Chori card, I believe now, is back at discard. Of course, both of these have Team of the Seasons. But even this Chori card today had spikes because of SBC solutions where you hit 10,000 coins, more realistically 3,000 coins, 3.7,000 coins. We're going to keep this section very quick. All you need to know is that things out of packs right now do really well because we're towards the end of the game, there's not a lot of supply on any of the cards tradable, especially commons and fodder when they go out of packs. So mine hands an 87, he's 5k. Before he went out of packs, as you can see, he was all the way down at 2,000 coins. He goes out of packs and he's now at 5,000 coins. And all of their 87s are not at 5,000 coins, they're at 1,000 coins. But because he went out of packs, because he's got good links as well that add to it, French goalkeeper for certain objectives and even for Gauntlet, he went to 5,000 coins out of packs and might still go higher as Serie A Team of the Season continues up until Friday. So all you need to know for this method is buy either fodder cards with good links or in general low rated or even high rated gold commons. You see the Kanji as an 82 rated gold common. Don't buy gold rares, they just don't go up as much because they have too much supply. You do either commons or fodder, you don't do anything else, right? You buy them on Thursday with rival rewards, you then wait until about Sunday or Monday the week after when they are out of packs because they've got a special card. So any card that's got a Team of the Season prem in the championship, you buy them at rival rewards, wait a couple of days until after the weekend league, and then you sell them. And like Chori you've seen before, they just have spikes at random times in the day. You sell them when they go up in price. It's as simple as that. This is the simplest method, but can still make crazy amount of coins to set you up, because obviously you can't do this every hour of the day. This almost sets you up to make 100,000 coins every hour and makes you a lot of coins every week if you're on a low budget. But method number 2 is much more consistent, and it's the one where I'm talking about making 300 or 400,000 coins an hour rather than just 100. Method 2 is doing mass bidding correctly and not doing what I see a lot of people do when it comes to mass bidding. So mass bidding is by far, and I think you could argue for the rest of this video, the single most broken method. The fact is, you can only really do it on a low budget. So when you get too many coins, and trust me, you will get too many coins, this then gets harder and harder to do. But mass bidding is so broken. We're talking 200,000 coins an hour, 300,000 coins an hour when we get lightning rounds. So of course, for mass bidding, you can do it any time of the day. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it any time of the day. But whenever we get content at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 p.m, especially with big Team of the Season drops on Friday, you guys know Friday night mass bidding is such a coin printer, it's broken. So look for those global limits on Fridays at 6 p.m, but also on Sundays and Saturdays and other big hype content days. And these are the 2 ways I would mass bid. Number 1 is individual cards. So you go find a card that is fodder. And when we're talking mass bids, by the way, we can mass bid on a few different things. The first one is fodder. Go find a card that is fodder. A Gabriel 88s in general, I believe, are just below 2,000 coins right now because, of course, fodder's in the bin. When fodder's in the bin, trust me, that helps us with mass bidding. So as you can see there, we're going to talk about lazy selling a little bit later, but Gabriel sells for 1.8 thousand coins. All you need to do when we get promo packs, oh God, I've gone off the market, but when we get promo packs, you'll be able to win that Gabriel at discard pretty much all the time, or at least maximum 1,000 coins. Right now, without really a lot of global limits being open, even there, look about how many of these Gabriels are probably going to go for 1,000 coins or less, right? Even if they go up to 1.2, 1.3 thousand coins, and you're making 500 coins a card, that ain't going to make you 100k an hour, but it's really nice coins. When you do this at lightning rounds, this is when you make 200, 300k an hour, because you don't just need to do 88 rated. You can get some filters from the Discord, to get yourself in the Discord, where you do multiple cards like on one filter, and that's like even better. But even if you just do like individual players, just Bellingham for example, right? The fact he's a 90 rated card means of course he sells for more. I don't know the exact price of him at the minute. I think they're just below 7,000 coins, but I think he might be a little bit higher. Okay, so he is basically 7,000 coins, right? Jude Bellingham is 7,000 coins. You can mass bid on this card anytime you want. And again, mass bid is literally just throwing mass bids around. So what you would There's two ways you can do it, but the way I would do it is just bid all at the same price. I wouldn't get into too many bid wars. So when you're talking bid wars, that's when you're bidding up to, 6,000 coins per card and you're spending ages bidding between them and it's an absolute chore. The way I would do it is wait until we get big promo packs, like I said with Friday, and you would go through and throw a single bid on every single Bellingham, maybe along the lines of 2,000 coins. If it's with big lightning rounds, you could do as low as 1,500 coins. They all sell for 7. You'll be so surprised at how many of these cards you win. Even though he sells for 7,000 coins, you can bid them at 1.5. It's honestly bonkers. So right now you can see the competition's way harder because this is on a random, I think was it Monday night? God, who even knows? I think it's a random Monday night where people aren't opening store packs. So as you can see, the supply of Bellingham, there's not that many on the market. We're already creeping up towards 20 minutes. Watch when we get like promo packs to supply. You can get, again, generic filters, get yourself in the Discord, but in general, just even individual players, any fodder rating that holds value. So right now, that's anything from 88, 89, and 90 is so good. The second way to mass bid is on the Impact Team of the Season cards. Now, this is a lot more competition, but it can be really nice. The trick is with this is to choose different ratings. So as you can see, on this Team of the Season filter, 11.75 thousand coins, that comes up and they're all 90 or 91 rated. That is because higher rated Team of the Season cards cost slightly more because people want to use 92s and SBCs just for the rating of things. And 93s go all the way up to like 18 or 19,000 coins. However, we can kind of mess around with filters just to get 93 rated cards. For example, with a filter like this that we've just found, 11.5, 12,750, and 38,750. Now, this will change again, so make sure you stay up to date with the videos and the Twitch streams and all stuff, but this is right now how it works, Team of the Season. You can see if we put this in, Minan's obviously way more expensive, and he will go up to way more. I think it's like 35,000 coins, and trust me, I'll throw a bid just to show you, but there'll be bidding wars on these Minans. You are not going to win them for 11.5 thousand coins. During Lightning rounds, you will. During Lightning rounds on Friday, you can win the really expensive cards for really cheap, and that is broken. On a random Monday, you're not going to win that. Too much competition. We're looking at cards like this Nedja, that's clearly his name. 93s right now sell for about 15.5 to 16,000 coins. 92s sell for about 13.5 to 15,000 coins, depending on which 92 it is. So you've got to go and see which one it is. Vlasic holds more value because he's like an actual good card. We're just looking at these 93 fodder cards, right? So Glesnes, I know this card will sell for 16,000 coins, and you go for a mass bid on all the fodder cards that are 93 that sell for 16,000 coins. And again, right now it's a bit meh, but do it again when we get lightning rounds and any pack supply. This is bonkers. You can do it as well. Another time is rival rewards. So that's normally about 8 to 9 to 10 a.m. UK time on a Thursday morning. Can go on a little bit longer until 11 a.m. But really that morning time at rival rewards is also really good. And then squad battles as well is a little bit of an underrated one. So as you can see, this Berhalter went for 13,750. Sells for near about 16,000 coins. It's only, 1 or 2,000 coins profit after tax. You can see people bidding on the mine hands like we said would happen. But it's about 1 or 2,000 coins profit after tax. What you don't realise is this is a random Monday night and someone just won that on bid with pretty much no competition. Imagine you could just get 50 of these cards an hour. Now you need more coins to do that on the Team of the Seasons, but of course you can do it on the fodder cards if you've got, you got less coins. You're making 50 to 100,000 coins an hour on a bad day. On a good day, that's how it gets really up there. But of course, this is not the only way we do it. If you were just doing mass bids and it's on a random Monday, then it's harder to make 100k an hour. And that's where method 3, 4, and 5 come in. But especially with this, method 3 that we're going to go into now, goes so well with it. And that method 3 is lazy selling these specific cards. Before we go into that, mass bids, I always get asked, what do I buy for and what do I sell for? In terms of buy and sells, just buy for profits. What I mean by that, Berhalter sells for about 16,000 coins. So when I was going to go mass bid on Berhalter, after tax, that's about 15 and a bit thousand coins. Doesn't really matter. So that means the maximum I'm going to bid on when I see a Berhalter is 14,000 coins. I want to make at least 1,000 coins. If you're doing this at a very volatile time, so that volatile is in the market's going to change loads or whatever. Friday night is very volatile because we get loads of promo packs. Make sure to push the profit down a little bit more. Get more profit. Just in case that card falls down a few thousand coins, you're still safe. You're not going to lose coins, right? This Glesnes, for example, sells for about a little bit more, actually. He sells for 16 to 17,000 coins. So on this card, I can bid all the way up to 13 or 14,000 coins, or even 15,000 coins if I just want the 1,000 coins profit after tax. Honestly, spam bids when we get packs on Team of the Seasons on fodder cards. It's absolutely overpowered. But make sure you lazy sell every single card. Now, that is method 3. Method 3, lazy selling. I've tried to speak about this before, but I think this video at Team of the Season is the best time for it because I've seen lazy sales kind of go through the roof. You can lazy sell every single card in the game right now. The way you do lazy sells, and this is crazy, I know, but you list a card for more than what it sells for. So that, for some of you guys, will just click and it'll make a lot of sense. For some of you guys, it'll go, what? That doesn't make any sense. So if we jump over this Berhalter card, then we said he was 16,500 coins. Someone just won one for 37.50, and we said that's already nearly 3,000 coins profit, right? However, the guy who just won that Berhalter, when you're doing this, lazy sell every single card unless you need the coins instantly in your account because you're on 10 coins. So basically, if you're on 10 coins, just sell it for 16.50 here and get it back. If you have the ability to, all you would do in this instance, I would sell it for a couple % more. So maybe here it's about 17 to 18,000 coins. List it for 3 or 4 or 5 times and it will sell. Of course, the whole reason is it's lazy. You have to list it a few times. but it will eventually sell. And I think that only adds about 1 or 2,000 coins per card. But obviously, if you're doing this on 50 cards an hour, that 50,000 coins an hour on top of everything else you are making, that is how like people who make 17 million coins on this account like me, that's how we do it. It's not in special. I want to use team of the season cards, so I lazy sell my cards and all that profit, and then go put it into my weekend league team. That's exactly how I do it. I want to serious. So lazy sell everything, but you can do lazy selling even better. So, you know, you lazy sell the cards you mass bid. You can lazy sell the cards you bought of outer packs in method 1. But here is how you can use lazy selling almost as a method in itself. Say you're like me and you got coins sat around. I have 10 million with pretty much nothing to do. I'm not looking to trade. I just don't have time right now, let's say. So I'm not looking to do flips that we're going to go into later. So I go, right, I can lazy sell because it's lazy. What you want to do is buy a really safe card, a card that can't really go down in price too much, and a card that has demand, right? The biggest example of that in general is fodder. Fodder is always relatively stable. It can't go down in price too much. And it always, despite how low it is on the game, has demand. So for example, an 88 Gabriel that we were speaking about before, yes, it says 1.7, 1.8. This guy will lazy sell for up to 2.2, 2.3 thousand coins. The higher you push that price, the less chance it has of selling. Just relist it every hour. You guys, hopefully, if you've been around the channel, know lazy sells by now, but yeah, just listing for 2.3, listing for 2.1, even just listing for 2,000 coins, the extra couple of hundred coins, it seems so little. I get that. But honestly, it adds up so much. Lazy sell everything you buy. But when you've got a coin spare, let's say you had 200,000 coins. This could be you, right? You got 200,000 coins spare. Go and buy 100 different fodder cards. You try and buy different ones, because if you buy all the same ones, you end up having them all next to each other on the market. And then it creates like no one will buy them because they're all like next to each other, if that makes sense. That's like a bit more advanced, like a future video, but buy like 100 different fodder cards. Buy one of all the 88s, one of all the 87s, one of all the 89s, one of all the 90s, until you've got your 200,000 coins gone, and just lazy sell each one of them for 1 or 2,000 coins higher. And every single time you relist 100 of those cards every single hour, let's say 10 sell. That 10 will be about 20,000 coins profit. You're making 20,000 coins an hour from doing nothing. You might just be sat on your PS, I don't know, playing a different game. On the web app, you relist the cards. You're making 20,000 coins an hour doing nothing. But you think about it, right? If you do slightly more expensive cards and you start doing team of the seasons, let's say you're on 1,000,000 coins and you buy 100 different team of the season cards, obviously when we've got more in packs, and we're talking the low price ones, you're not going to go buy the expensive ones to lazy sell. So you buy all these fodder ones, you list them all up, maybe you're going to make 3,000, 4,000 coins a card on lazies, 5,000 coins a card on lazies, and when you get 10 sales, you're making 50k an hour from literally doing nothing. So it's so broken. Do not underestimate lazy selling, and lazy sell absolutely everything you ever sell on this game, unless you just need the coins quickly back in the account. I know some people get confused with lazy selling, so any questions, ask me down below, but I think that's well covered now. And lazy selling works really well with method 4 and 5, and that's why we're getting onto these much more expensive cards that always seems a bit tricky at the start. Like, oh, people think I don't trade, or maybe you have traded and you still think these more expensive cards are a bit risky. No, not at all. Method 4 and 5 is exactly how I'd make. Again, you're talking now 100 to 500,000 coins an hour, but we'll do it as safe as possible. So we're going to talk first, number 4, fluctuation trading. Fluctuation trading is how I bought this Reinders, this Team of the Year SUBSRIBE, the other Reinders, not the Team of the Season cards, but Gravenberch, Tenali, Fabregas, and between those cards I've just mentioned there, just those ones, I'm probably talking about 200,000 coins profit on just those cards. And it's much easier than you think. You don't need a massive budget for it. I'm going to show you one way to do it in this video. There's other ways if you already know, trust me, but this is the absolute best way. Load up FUTGG and go to Momentum Trends. If you find like you struggle to find it, if you're on the mobile app, I think you've got to go to desktop, like the web app, so you're just on your phone, type in FUTGG. A little bit annoying, but it's fine. Then all you're going to have is you have this page here. Keep it at 6 hours, and all you want to do is it's showing you the cards. If you guys have used this before on the streams, you'll know what we're talking about, but make sure we're not getting it wrong now. All it's showing you is the cards that have moved down in price the most over the last 6 hours, okay? Again, there's other ways you can do this, but I love FUTGG for this. This is a really good page. Put in your budget. Now, the way you want to do budget is as simple as this, right? Don't put one card that's more than like 20 or 30% of your budget. So if you've got 1,000,000 coins, no one card should be more than like 200, 300k, really. Ideally a little bit cheaper. If you've got 100,000 coins, we're talking 20 or 30k, and you kind of go like that. If you're not on 100,000 coins, you will get it so easily from methods 1 to 3, and you'll be able to do this really simply. Let's say I was someone who was looking at cards that are probably less than 100,000 coins. That could be a lot of you guys watching. Hopefully a lot of you guys are on more coins than that, but could be a lot of you guys watching, right? So less than 100,000 coins. These are some of the best cards to fluctuation trade in the entire game. Loads of people complicate this. I'm going to try and make this the most valuable piece of information on trading FC26 you will ever, or trading ever on FC, you will internalize. This is exactly how to find a card that's just not gone down for like a bad reason, and you'll actually make coins on, because this gets a lot really confusing. Let's take Answer the Call, Weston McKennie, okay? I just picked a random, I'll go back quickly, but I just picked a random card from the grid. He was here. I just don't like looking at informs because I find them boring. They're still the same, I just find them boring. So I picked Weston McKennie here, right? 30,000 coins. All we need to know, would you buy this and what do you sell it for and what do you buy it for, and strip it right down. All you do is you go down to the graph, and the first thing you see is it even a good buy? Possibly. And all that means is, if you go to this 3-day graph here, you can see what is a low price for McKennie, what are the bottoms. He 27,000 coins, 29,000 coins. A low point seems to be about 30,000 coins, right? You can see there. And he's 30,000 coins up low. So it looks to be a low point, right? We're in the clear. It looks to be a low point. That's step one. So just in case it's, 30,000 coins is one of his high points at the top here, you don't randomly go and buy it, okay? So we know it's a low point. Next thing we do is we go, right, what are the high points of this card? What does he actually sell for? We'll see on the graph, he gets to about 37,000 coins pretty consistently, right? So we can sell for 37,000 coins. So far, we're looking good. Those two things combined, we're nearly there. Next thing you do is go to these recent sales. All this is doing is sometimes the graph lies. He gets to 37,000 coins, but let's say no one bought him for that. That's just what he was on the market. Then he doesn't actually sell for that. So you go and check recent sales and you scroll down and we're looking for those 37,000 coins. You can see them there, even 43. This guy looks like he sells all the way up in the 40s. Look at that, 43, 42, 45, and then some high 30s. It looks really good. This card looks amazing. And right now, if you go and search that, it might be gone now because we've been sat on this page for an hour. But you go search that card, you'd buy that 29,250, buy any around him for like 29 to 30,000 coins. And then you just go and list them. Don't all list them at the same price. Maybe you list one at 40, one at 37, and one at 39. Let's say you bought three of them. Maybe you just bought one, listed at 38, 39, right? And it won't sell straight away because obviously this card doesn't go bounce back up. It's not everything goes straight back up. Nothing's guaranteed. But eventually list it a few times and it'll sell because this card naturally fluctuates, hence fluctuation trading up and down, up and down. There is one more check and balance. There is one more thing, and you can use FUTGG for it. Weston McKennie's a centre mid and in the Serie A, right? Is there anything that came out on content or anything that's coming out leaked that will affect Weston McKennie? So that could be, for example, a Weston McKennie SBC. Obviously, he's in the team of the season right now, but he's been in the team of the season for about 5 days. But a Weston McKennie SBC, it could be a centre mid Evo because everyone goes and replaces that Weston McKennie from their team. Basically, is there anything that would mean that card goes down? So like I say, he's a centre mid, so a centre mid Evo or SBC, something that could knock him down. If there is, then avoid that position. If we get an insane centre back Evo, you just don't touch centre backs for that day and let them cool down to a stable price and you touch them again, right? That is it. That is it. Now, the next most important thing with this that people always forget is you will not win 100% of your trades, and then people often get discouraged by that. Let me show you. It's nice having fancy green ticks here. I made money on pretty much all of these cards, but there is, even though this was a really good run, there was one or two, I think. The Fabregas, I actually did make out 2,000 coins on, but I could have easily lost. I almost got lucky and nearly lost coins on him. The Fabregas in like a really good market like this is probably a loss because I made like 20 or 30 up to 100,000 coins on all the other cards. The Fabregas I basically broke even on. I could have lost 10,000 coins on that, and it's fine, right? Just because I lost the one card, I then go make 500,000 coins on the rest of the cards within like 1 hour, and we're all good. So don't worry if you lose cards. Some cards like just go down because we get a random leak. You buy a Weston McKennie, and then 10 hours later, you've not sold it in time, and we get a leak that there's a big centre mid Evo coming, he drops, and it happens, right? Just sell the card and move on. Most important thing with this, don't get stuck on like one card. But honestly, that's how I bought all these cards. And there's about 500 to 1,000 coins. I think a million coins sat in transfer profit just on these pages here that you're seeing. And this was all within 2 hours. It was 2 hours. It wasn't 1 hour. But that works out to 500,000 coins an hour. You can do this on any budget. I did Roberto Carlos, which we're going to talk about in method 5, the best method of this entire thing. But you can do it on low budget. Like you see in Weston McKennie's 30k. Anyone can do this. Right, we're going to jump into method 5, which is just broken. Method 5 is almost the one that's like not a method. It's kind of a scam how good it is. But just before that, I want to say, on the Twitch streams, that's where we mostly do fluctuation trading and what we're going to show you now, method 5. If you have questions about mainly these last two, actually do get yourself in the Twitch streams and just ask, because that's what we normally do live on. A lot of these trades were live on stream. You guys might have even been there, so let me know. But let's jump into number 5. Number 5 is everyone's favorite topic at the minute. Price fixing. This Hierro card here, this Roberto Carlos card here, and the Rudiger card here. I think I spoke about one of the Market Watch videos recently. In one of the, I think it might have been yesterday's video. It might even been today. Yesterday's video. We price fix all of these cards. Now, what does that mean? Price fixing, boil it down, means buying all the supply of a card, listing them all at a minimum price, and then you've price fixed that card up. You fix that price at a higher point, and then selling them, right? Now, we're going to try and break down how to do price fixing and how anyone can do it. Number 1, why does price fixing work? Let's take a look at Roberto Carlos. Because basically, if I buy all the Roberto Carloses and list them all 100,000 coins more expensive, and someone wants to buy Roberto Carlos, they've got to pay the price. I've price fixed him. Now, that doesn't mean you can go and do price fix any card willy-nilly. It doesn't work like that. But essentially, that's why it can work. Because you can go and list, like, look at Roberto Carlos, right? 600,000 coins. This is a really, really high point for the card. But in theory, I've got 10 million coins. Let's say I went and bought every single card apart from the 700,000 coin and the 1 million coin. Let's say I bought the rest of them, right? And that one, I left that one there as well. And that one, and that one. So I left all the ones that were above 700,000 coins. So I would buy this one, this one, this one, all the ones at 600,000 coins. Let's say I just bought them all and listed them all at 700,000 coins or 800,000 coins. And then if any more come on the market, I just buy them again and list them, buy them again and list them. Eventually, people want to buy Roberto Carlos and they just pay more for him. Now, that would be super risky because this card's already at a high point. But that's why it works. Now, how do we actually do it in practice? First of all, knowing what cards, the answer is always rare cards. If you actually go back on that Roberto Carlos there, you obviously couldn't buy a million Roberto Carloses, right? No one's got that coin, so it has to be a card that doesn't have that much supply. Roberto Carlos has what? About 10 cards on the entire market, and some of them are just really ridiculously overpriced and almost don't count. He actually has about 5 or 6 cards on the entire market. They're like fairly listed. 5, 6 cards on the entire market for someone like me who's got 10 million coins or 17 when Messi sells is really easy to price fix. Other cards, like some rarer old promos, like Answer the Call Nico Williams, is one of the biggest, most expensive cards. It's actually very, very price fixable on the game because of how rare he is. And there's rarer cards than this guy, but they're so, so rare for a promo that was so recently. This guy gets down to less than a page of supply. And again, if he's got less than a page of supply, I don't need to buy all of them. I just need to buy the ones below a certain price and list them ones all to what the rest of them are selling for. Price fixed him. You can do this on any card that's rare. Rare just doesn't mean expensive. Some really rare cards are like 30,000 coins. And in fact, Weston McKennie's Answer the Call card we showed before isn't as rare as Nico Williams, obviously, because he was packed more when the promo was out. But this Weston McKennie card, for a cheaper card, is super, super rare. For a card to be 30,000 coins and only have 7 pages, and still, after 7 pages, only 30,000 coins, all you would need to do to price fix Weston McKennie, if you really wanted to, is put in 30,000 coins. Like we said before, there's 3 of them there. But you could go even further than that. You could put in 35,000 coins, 36,000 coins, right? Go and buy all of these if you had a couple 100,000 coins, right? You buy them all and you list them all at 40,000 coins. And if any more come up, you buy them, list at 40,000 coins. Now, that is super, super risky. Everything I've just said super risky. So how do we make this not risky? It comes down to these 4 Roberto Carlos cards here, and I'll show you exactly how. Keep an eye on the prices I sold these Roberto Carlos for. Not bought, but sold. I sold them at 553, 559, 589, and 600. I bought them all for between 450 and 500. Now, why has that got to do anything with anything? Why does that make it safe what I bought them for? Because you only price fix cards, if I can type Roberto Carlos' name in, we've gone to a flyer. You only price fix cards that are already cheap in price. So we go back to fluctuation trading. That's why we did it as method 4, not number 5. You know that Roberto Carlos is low in price when he hits about 500,000 coins, right? 500, and then he even just below there. I told you I bought all mine for between 450 and 500. So he was already at a low point. So I just bought all of them at that low point and listed them all 100,000 coins more expensive, and they all sold. So there was no risk in it because I bought them at the low point. I listed them all 100,000 coins more expensive straight away, and all 4 sold. And I made 200,000 coins in not an hour. We're talking about half an hour. All 4 of them sold within half an hour because it was in Weekend League, and people buy Roberto Carlos for Weekend League, which I don't really understand, actually. People buy this card for Weekend League. A little bit weird, but yeah, maybe that's you. I don't know. Buy cards when they're low. You buy all the supply. You go into it knowing that it's risky. If I bought my, like, no matter what I bought them for, if I bought my 4 Roberto Carlos for 450k, then all of a sudden someone just listed 20 Roberto Carlos at 450k, I would have lost coins. Yes, I would have lost coins. That can happen, and it has happened before. But for every time I lose 100k on price fixing, I will make 1 million coins on price fixing in that next week. Like, it's that broken. You don't understand. And that's not an expensive card. Any card, like that Weston McKennie, it's so, so broken. The reason it works, and the reason I've never mentioned it in a previous video, is because you need it to be towards the end of the game when so many cards are now super rare because the game's been out for so long, right? And then last little tip, my opinion, the best time to price fix is on weekends, just because you're more likely to get the sales because people are buying weekend league teams. If I bought these Roberto Carlos on a Wednesday night, I might have bought them all at 450. I might have had the cheapest ones on the market at 600k, but just no one in the entire world was wanting to buy Roberto Carlos at that night because who's playing games on a Wednesday night? So no one bought them, and they can come back down in price, and you mess up that way. So the safest time to do it is weekend, but you can do it all year round. Well, not all year, all week round, sorry, like any day. Boys and girls, 100,000 coins an hour is so, so easy to make right now. Go and use all those methods. Any questions, get them in either down below, the Discord, the Twitch streams. If you want more videos like this one, subscribe. We're doing daily videos for FC26 Team of the Season. We're trying to hit 20 million coins. We're going to be building some uber mega teams. If you just want to see us build some mega teams for Prem Team of the Season and what we're doing for Prem Team of the Season, all the leaks that are there, subscribe to the channel. Double check in case you thought you were and you're not. But apart from that, until next time, I'll see you all in a bizzle.